When you evict a tenant, welcome.
Obviously, it smells pretty great. Luckily, there's no bleach in the house because, that's pretty toxic. Oh my God, our Girl Scout cookies. Maybe we could salvage them. Who knows? Oh, what's that on the?
I don't know. Is that the like?
The main thing is this TV. Obviously, it's smashed. Pretty badly. I don't think it's gonna turn on. My ukulele, my first one. But this stuff got water poured on it. This is still running. Oh, she broke my little. She broke everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because it's drying. The chia seeds, all of our food is wasted. It's wasted. This is what a jealous.
Okay, guys, welcome into Butterflies and Tea. My name is Olympia Tates, guys, and you pretty much see what we're getting into already. So the question would be, if you have been a landlord, or maybe you're still a landlord, have you had an unruly tenant, then you had to evict them, and then maybe they've done like some destroying of the property of any sort? And also, if you've been a evicted tenant, have you ever destroyed someone's property? As well as the third question being, have you been a roommate and maybe somebody's family member came and destroyed the whole damn house like this crazy girl did here? Yeah, that's crazy. Leave me some comments, guys. We're gonna jump right back in here and to find out what's actually going on with this particular situation and some other things.
Evil little sister.
Welcome on into the channel, beautiful butterflies. Welcome on into the channel.
Look at that house, y'all.
What the fuck is going on? Why are you doing this?
She's taking everything out of the refrigerator.
Why are you doing this? Why did you come and why did you break everything? Oh my God. What?
I cut that video short because nobody did anything about that situation. Like, when I mean nobody did anything, like they literally just stood there and let her do it and just kept asking, why are you doing this? And I seen a comment. It was a really good comment. Let me tell y'all what it said. It said, this is what gentle parenting looks like. Now, this is the thing. That's a great comment. But we don't really know how the parenting is. We can assume. We assume that it's gentle simply because they didn't do anything. The parents did not do anything in that situation. And if y'all was wondering who was all them other people in that video, those were her siblings. So, like, this is not the first time that she has done this. She's done something like this before. Probably not to this level, but she has acted out before. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If this was y'all kid or y'all sibling, y'all holding them.
Okay, so my own opinion on that situation is, first of all, she would have never made it that far to destroy that much things in that house before I would have had her tossed upside down. And I do not promote violence, guys, but in that situation, there was a self-defense moment, and that's where they messed up at because she could have hurt anybody doing all that throwing around and different stuff that she was doing, and just period. All the food, the things that she tossed around, she could have hit anybody and hurt anybody. One, and two, there was a gentleman, maybe her dad or somebody, because they look a little older, that was trying to like stop her, and then she was like, like nah, like get away from me. And then this lady right here as well, it was like she kind of tried to like I guess almost defend herself, and then the girl kind of was like toss water. The other person you see sitting on the couch, they get tossed. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no way I'm just going to sit there, a sibling or roommate, whatever the case may be. You're not about to be doing all that and nobody do nothing. Like, that's crazy. And while we in the meantime of talking about all this, guys, this is all alleged, all for entertainment purposes, and all for educational purposes only, guys, but of course. And as I was saying, I'm sorry, again, not promoting violence, but it would have been in self-defense. I would have pounced on her and it would have been okay because then I would have had her controlled and I would have been calling the cops. I don't care if you were a family member or not, because at that point depending on your situation, you're going to get in a whole lot of trouble for what wanting to pounce on that person when they are technically in the wrong because they had no business doing that. This girl needs to get her emotions together and all of the above. Something is wrong with her, and then she's putting that out onto somebody else. And they're like, oh, she's jealous and this and that. Jealous of what, boo? Jealous of what? Because they have a house. Maybe you can't stay there. Maybe y'all not spending time together. I mean, you grow up, you go your separate ways as siblings. You don't all stick together all the time. You gotta grow, and if she acting like this, well, hell, I don't think I want to be around your ass all the time either. You got negative energy, heifer. Let's move on. I digress. I'm sorry, y'all. Venting.
Accountable, like and follow for more, because I know I'm going to hold them accountable.
Let me show you what a spiteful,
Here we go again.
ungrateful family
Sister.
member did to my house that I own.
This
in
was her
Texas.
sister.
She lived here while I foot the bill for a year.
See?
She didn't pay the bills. I stopped paying her bills, and because she had to leave, she decided that she was going to destroy the house. She's completely destroyed every bit of this house. Every bit of it. It's unreal what she did to this house. And to think that I paid your bills and made sure you were comfortable when you couldn't. This is what I get.
And provided you a roof over your head, your head, and the fact that you was paying everything for her allowed her to stay probably in the property that you're actually probably could have been renting out versus allowing her to stay there. So yeah, that's see ungratefulness. You can't help everybody. Sometimes when you try to help people, and in the end, you'd be the one that just everything be all messed up for you. That's all that money that she'd already put out for her sister. Now she got to put even more money out in order to revamp this whole place because of what her sister did. Because she probably, like she said, she stopped paying, sister got mad, and then of course you got to go because you're not doing anything. You could have been stacking your money, honey. And when you stacking your money, honey, you could have been good to go. She didn't start paying your own bills. Hey, sister, I got it. I appreciate you all the help. I may not be able to pay you back all at once, but maybe over time I can give you something, or let me just pay in general and keep the place up. But no. And see, people like this, even if it wasn't a family member, one person always ruins it for everybody else. And we'll see. Let's keep
This is how
moving.
I'm thanked. If you know my sister, you probably know the kind of person she is. She's not even my sister anymore. I'm done. The house has been locked up. No trespassing is on the door. So don't bother coming here.
Right.
And I know eventually somebody will show you this video.
I live
Don't
in this
give
house.
shit
You
at
can't
that
just
point.
tell me to go because your friends are coming.
Hi, Katie. It's me.
Now, I'm gonna pause again, y'all. I do it. I'm sorry. I apologize. You let me know if it bothers you in the comments, and I will try to stop and wait until after the whole video is done, okay? In the meantime, this lady's here. Let's just say this landlord here. She's a whole hot mess, and baby, y'all let me know what you think in the comments once we get through this part.
Oh, hello.
Hi. I know this is a little bit short notice, but this weekend, I was wondering, would you be able to move out? I've got some friends coming and I need the house.
What?
Is that okay?
No.
Why?
I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but as my landlord, I'm your tenant and I live here.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but it's just for the weekend. It's just I've got some friends coming and I need the house.
Can they not stay with you in your house?
No, it's not ideal, really. My house isn't big enough, and they've got kids, so I need this house.
Oh,
This is my house, isn't it? So I just thought it'd be all right for you
oh,
to move
well, I
out for
pay
the
rent
weekend.
though.
I'll put you
No,
up in a hotel.
no. You pay mortgage on this house, but I live in this house, as in I pay rent to you every month to live in this house. You can't just tell me to go because your friends are coming.
Yeah, I get that. You pay the rent and stuff, but like maybe I can cancel a week's rent and put you up in a hotel.
No.
Just thought that,
So see right there, why can't you? She said, "Oh, why can't you take them to your house?" Oh, well, that wouldn't be practical because you have a family, you have kids, and you have probably a husband. That's your problem, boo. That's not her problem. On the fact that you're gonna talk about, oh, because I pay mortgage, that's the point of you paying mortgage because you're actually renting it out. Even if you were living in it, you'd still be paying the mortgage. Now you're just paying mortgage, but you're still getting something from it. Mind you, why can't you put your little buddies up in a hotel like you wanted to put this tenant up? On top of the fact of why would this woman want random people, because she don't know these people, you know these people, to have in her house just running amok and all her personal things, because obviously it's her house or apartment or whatever it is that she is renting out from you. That don't just mm,
Why?
Because
I don't understand.
I don't need to inform you of my plans, but I'm sorry, I can't just leave my house on a moment's notice. I've got things to do. I'm not going, sorry.
Well, it's put me in a bit of a difficult situation, really, because my
yeah, you
friends are
put
coming, and
yourself.
I just thought with this being my house, I have the right to allow them to stay.
See.
No, babe, I don't think that that's in the contract or like tenancy agreement.
Well, I thought you'd be all right about it. It's just you here, isn't it? And I'll put you up in a hotel down the road. It'll be nice. I thought you'd be actually quite happy about it.
And see, again, I can put you up in a hotel down the road. Why are you persisting to put this woman out of her house that she pays rent to you, and your friends can come into her house and then she can go to the hotel instead of you just saying, "Hey, I don't have anywhere for you guys to stay at. I still want you to come, but do you mind if we put you up in a B&B or either a hotel? Because I don't have anywhere for you to stay. My house, I have my kids, my husband, blah, 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 blah." And no, you choose to go to your tenant that you're renting out that rental property to have the audacity to ask her to leave when you should be getting them a hotel. And again, makes me feel like maybe you just want to be able to go into her house and your friends and y'all can just roam through this woman's stuff while she's at the hotel that you were trying to get her to go to, while you all are back at her place just rummaging through her shit. Like that don't make sense to me. Y'all leave me some comments about what you think about this particular situation because it's just weird.
Why would I be happy about my landlord telling me to get out for the weekend just so my friends can stay? That's ridiculous.
I just thought, me being a nice landlord and stuff, and I just thought you'd be able to do me the favour.
It's no, favors don't work like that. So you're not running a
Right.
B&B. This is a house that I'm paying rent for. So no, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to sort yourself out.
I get that you pay rent, but at the end of the day, I
It's her
own the
house.
house, so therefore,
Then you
And
shouldn't
I
rent it out.
pay
mine.
rent in the house. No, just put him in a B&B
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
It's not my problem.
but at the end, yeah, but at the end of the day, when your contract runs out,
No, okay,
I could
sorry.
have
Can you
you.
leave,
I'm
please?
not
Can you leave,
renewing it.
please?
I'm gone. And then this idiot of a landlord trying to break into somebody's house finally caught my landlord trying to illegally enter my home. He's been coming over without giving me 24-hour notice, so I got this portable lock to stop him. Oh, God. He told me it's his home and he can come whenever he wants to. See, right there, that's the problem yet again. You figure because it's your house that you're renting out. Y'all don't comprehend the fact that once you rented it out, is yes, it's your house. You correct because you pay mortgage on that house still, but that is no longer your property to just be able to walk into or go to whenever you feel like it without a moment's notice. Because again, it is now a rental property, not your property per se. Yes, again, you own it, but you're renting it out. Like that just don't like what's wrong with these people? And then I think that they were saying here, let me move on, that they woke up in the middle of the night and this dude was in their house. And this looked like it's not even daylight out when they're trying to come in. Yeah, it said last time I was sleeping and I heard him walking around in my living room. Now, see, that right there would be a bigger issue because forbid that maybe they had a pume and was like scared to death and was like, oh my gosh, maybe somebody really is, and then like actually injured this person by puming them or any other way, and that would probably be like, oh, that's your fault because now when you do stuff like that you can bring it in somebody's house and then you hurt yourself and they can sue you. Like how the hell you done broke into my house but you can sue me? That's some BS. But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm venting again. But this is crazy.
Moving in today,
And I think
we
this
weren't
is a
told
sketch.
about you.
I'm renting one of the
It
rooms.
cannot be
Dottie
real.
is renting the room out just
Cannot.
like you guys are as well.
Okay, we're finally at the new house.
Let's do it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Hello. Hi. Hi. Who's that?
I'm Dottie, how you doing?
This is our house.
No, I spoke to the landlord and he said I could rent a room because I'm waiting for my
For
place
how
to be
long?
decorated. At least a month, maybe 2.
You can't be in our house.
Look, there's plenty of room. I mean,
Plenty of
Are
room.
you joking?
I'm quite happy being in one room. I'm dead tidy, honestly.
You're tidy. You've got Pringles. You
I'm
have
hungry.
Monster tea, coffee. Like, how do you turn this off? You need to go.
I'm not going.
Hello.
No, I'm not going.
Have you got a car or anything? Just
I'm
I'm
get
not allowed
out.
to do anything
You're
because you're
not
in
allowed to
my
touch me.
house. Right, we need to call the landlord because I don't
Let's call the police.
No.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah, you get the place.
Hello. You need to explain what's going on because there's some lady in here.
Who is that?
Dottie is renting this room out.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
She's renting this room out just like you are as well.
Yeah.
All right.
We rented the house.
No. You obviously haven't read your contract.
You're pulling a fast one.
No,
obviously.
no,
You
I'm
know,
not.
no, you know you are.
This is your part of the house, albeit you've got to share the toilet. I get that.
She's leaving today.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Come on, Daddy. Let's go.
Yeah, you get her.
What are you doing?
You can't trust a man to do anything, so I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why I said I think this
Yeah.
was a sketch. Y'all
Stay
leave some
out.
comments.
Today I posted a video about a $9,000 back rent eviction that I had to do on a tenant, and it got a lot of comments, a lot of interest, and so I thought I would talk about the biggest back rent eviction I've ever had and why it happened and how landlords, if you're a landlord, you can avoid it. So the biggest back rent eviction, meaning somebody that stopped paying rent and I had to evict them, was a person that owed me $29,000 in back rent. Now, before I go into this, let me explain. Their rent at the time was about $900 a month because this was years ago. And I had to go through a full eviction. This was before COVID and everything else. How did it get to $29,000? Well, it's very simple. In Cook County, where this property was located at, which is in Illinois, Chicago, there are a lot of rules and laws to help tenants and try to help them stay in the apartment, try to avoid homelessness, all kinds of stuff. And there are some tenants that have become professionals at knowing the law and knowing how to kind of get around the laws. And every once in a while, no matter how well you screen, you can find some of these tenants and they're professional tenants. They do things like they use their kids' names when they apply. They use their kids' social security numbers so you don't figure out who they are. And I came across this woman. I'm not going to say her name. Let's say her name was Lisa. Lisa was a tenant. She moved into a place. This was before I just bought and sold houses like I do now. But when I was renting them out, and I was actually renting them out, and I had a rent-to-own program, so I would help people buy the house. Lisa came in. She had 3 kids, and she decided to move into one of our places. She applied. She seemed clean and everything. I did her background check the way I normally do, and we accepted her, and she had income. She showed her proof of income with some pay stubs, and we let her move in and everything else. She got in, and about 2 months into renting the place, she stopped paying. Now, here's the thing that allowed Lisa to rack up this rent. She kept communication open. She did not try to hide from me. So me being the landlord that I was at the time, I took her communication to mean that something legitimately was happening. She was telling me, hey, this happened, or, she was giving me excuses. Now, normally I don't listen to excuses, but her excuses were very clear and direct excuses that weren't her fault. So things like her job had a layoff and she had gotten another job and she was getting a severance package, but she hadn't gotten the check yet. And so for the first month or 2, I listened to this stuff and I gave her time. But that wasn't her plan. What I found out, her plan was to actually get into the eviction court system because that's when the real games begin. So I keep these videos at 3 minutes. So follow for the next video. I'll explain how she ran it up to $29,000 over a couple of months, and you'll see. So this is part 2 of my video on Lisa and the $29,000 in back rent that I had a tenant run up years ago. This is just so people can get an understanding, especially landlords, about the games tenants can play and how you can avoid those games. So this tenant, Lisa, she started coming up with excuses. And for the first 2 or 3 months, I think I kind of listened to her because she seemed so authentic. She had very specific stuff. She sent in paperwork to verify that this was happening. And so I listened to her and I gave her the benefit of the doubt. After about the 3rd month, I said, I got to a point where she was still communicating, and that's what allowed her to stay so much longer, because she communicated. I got to a point I said, look, I've got to go ahead and file an eviction if you don't move out. And so in month 4, I want to say I filed an eviction. Now, that was exactly what she was actually waiting for. So when you file an eviction, one of the first things you have to do is you have to serve the person a 5-day notice if it's for non-payment of rent. When I tried to serve her the notice, no one was ever at the house. So I sent it certified mail. It came back. So all of this means she was not served. Eventually, I did what's called a posting and posted it on the door. Now, when you do a posting, you can't go after rent. You can only go after possession. And at a certain point, it got to a point where I was just going after, possession. But then right when we were ready to file on the posted, she reached out to me. Now, this I didn't understand at the time. She reached out to me. She explained it was all a big misunderstanding. And she said I could meet her that day and she would have her rent. So I went over to meet her that day. Went to the house to meet her, and she didn't answer the door. So we went back to the courts. What I should have did was got a lawyer at the time. I didn't know. I was young and didn't know what I was doing at the time. I should have got a lawyer. But I didn't, and so I was going back and forth with her. Finally, we filed the eviction. When we filed the eviction, then the court has to serve her to tell her she has court, and she has to come into court and everything else. Did all of that, but they could not serve her. So when we got to court, they said she wasn't served. They give her another date to try to serve her. Then they tell you to hire a special process server. We hired a special process server, and that special process server tried to go out and serve her. Now, eventually, the special process server was able to serve her and did get her, got her served. So then it was time to go to court. She didn't go to court the first date, and so then you have to wait again. They're going to give her another chance. Then eventually they tell you that, hey, if she doesn't show up, then they're going to go ahead and give you a default judgment. On the last court date, she shows up to court, but she hadn't filed an appearance. They go back, and then they say, okay, we're going to give you a little. She asked for some more time, saying she was sick and didn't understand. She's going to file an appearance. All this while, her rent is steadily running up every month. They're giving her delays and extensions and everything else. Follow for the last part. I'll explain what happened and how we ultimately got her out and what ended up happening. So this is part 3 of my video on Lisa, the $29,000 tenant that had $29,000 in back rent payments and how it came to be. So at this point, when we were in court, she asked for this appearance, or she asked for an extension to do her appearance. We finally got to trial. Now, this had to be, I want to say, about 10 months after she had fallen behind. So she's still only at about $9,000. So give or take, I don't know exactly, so don't quote me, but let's say $9,000 or $10,000. We get to court, and now it's time for the actual trial. It's time for her to go to trial and everything else. We go and have the trial. She comes. She doesn't really have anything to say why she hasn't paid. That we just want her out at that point. And so we tell the judge we just want her out. We did not go after money because at this point we were just we were so frustrated. We just wanted her out of the house. We finally won the court case. And so he filed an eviction, or he said the eviction was won, and he started the eviction process. But he gave her, because she showed up to court, he gave her 60 days. She gave an excuse of how she was sick and she couldn't get out of the house. So he gave her 60 days to move out of the house. But that's money that's still adding up for us. So then right before the 60 days is up, after that, you can tell the sheriff to put her out. Right before that was up, she filed an emergency motion. Now, this was in maybe March of the year, the next year from when she started. This was in March, and she filed an emergency motion saying there was too much snow on the ground for her to move out. There wasn't any snow on the ground. There was like a ½ inch of snow at the time. And when we went to court, I thought this was so stupid, but it wasn't. It was just a delay tactic. And so she ended up going to the court asking for an extension. They gave her the extension to do the emergency motion. They denied the emergency motion. Then we finally came the day where the sheriff could put her out. The sheriff came to put her out. She then filed bankruptcy. When you file bankruptcy, that can...
See, when she said that she couldn't get out of that house because the snow or whatever, if she said that to me, I would have been like, that's fine. That's no problem at all. I'll take care of it. And I would have sent a moving company over there to help her get her stuff and get out. And then that way she wouldn't have had to file no bankruptcy, or maybe she might have been already in the process of doing just that. Obviously, she knew what she was doing to begin with, but at that point, maybe in the second month, when she got to maybe about $3,000, but I guess maybe with over time, it all totaled into $29,000. Let's get back into it.
Stop all of that stuff, and we have to go through bankruptcy hearing, which dragged it on for several more months. We had to be asked to be removed from the bankruptcy, which takes a couple of months. All of this process is done by a tenant that's a professional tenant that knows how to stay in a place. All in all, it took us about 16 months to get her out of the property. It took over a year, well over a year, to get her out. Now, how do we get to 29,000? Because even with the 16 months, that still doesn't put us to 29,000. What does put us to 29,000 is the damage that she caused in this property. This woman stripped everything out of the property. She stripped the kitchen cabinets out. She stripped the bathtub and the toilets out. She stole everything out of this house when we finally got it back. So with all of that, with the back rent, we were at about a total of $29,000.
Ma'am, what was you doing with all this stuff? And when was she taking it out where nobody saw anything? Like maybe this was like a actual house and not like a unit or something. Because how in the HELL do you take? I mean, even still, why?
Now, the silver lining in this, if there was a silver lining, is that we did end up ultimately selling the house. We did not keep it, and we sold it for a profit. Even with all the damage that was done, we didn't fix it up, and we still sold it for a profit.
I'm gonna make her so scared to come out this building. Words from a tenant who owes nearly $60,000 in back rent over the course of 3 years.
I'm trying to do the right thing, trying to go to the right channel, like within the law. But it's like I'm getting no result.
Kamar Lafayette says he's been fighting to get this tenant out of her apartment on the second floor.
She just doing the most outrageous things.
Lafayette ended up putting security cameras everywhere to prove she consistently violates rules, like smoking indoors, ripping off signs that say no garbage in the hallway, and lifting floorboards, causing a leak in the first floor apartment where his mother lives. She's also seen on camera leaving the front door wide open, which he says poses a safety risk to him and his family. One of the tenant's children answered the door, and when I asked for the tenant herself, "You don't have anything to say?" she said,
"No." Listen, you really can't tell just how dirtbags human beings can be until you become a landlord. That's when you really see. Now, I had a tenant just like this woman, but he was a man. And lucky I was just renting a room to him, so the damage wasn't too hard for me to repair, even though it still cost me a lot. My tenant was a tenant that lost his job, and I was good. I lowered his rent, actually skipped it for maybe 2 months until 6 months in I couldn't do it anymore. And then he turned around and damaged my property when I tried to put him out. So the lesson here is you can't be nice to everyone. I know you want to have compassion for people, but you can't. Sometimes it's the people you feel the most compassion for that turn out to be the dirtbaggiest. But anyway, I'd love to know what you think. I'm Mitchell H. Please follow me and comment and share. Thank you.
When did you communicate that to me? It's not on the listing, and it's nowhere listed on that lease agreement that I signed. So what was your intention here?
To move a tenant into this second.
When did you communicate that you're moving a stranger into my apartment, my house that I am renting and I've leased? When did you communicate that my second bedroom, my son's room, was for rent, or that anybody was moving in? When did you communicate that to me? It's not on the listing, and it's nowhere listed on that lease agreement that I signed.
Okay. Okay. Could I see the lease agreement?
I've actually legally, Sadiq, the owner, I have it in my phone. But he failed to countersign it, which also is illegal to collect any security deposit or move in funds for me, which is why you're not receiving payment. My attorney specifically told me to withhold until the money is properly allocated, and I have received a countersigned lease agreement that he's failed to provide me after the 4 different dates that I have requested it from him. You might want to help her get a hotel room because she will not be moving into my house. Is this yours? Whose is this?
I don't know.
So who was here on Wednesday of last week? Because they left this behind, and it's not mine.
I don't know that either. I've never seen it.
I know, because it was the homeowner who broke the law and did not provide 48-hour notice of entry. And he entered my home when he thought that I was not here, or when he thought that I didn't have anybody checking on my house. State of Washington, it is illegal for your landlord to ask you for the last month's rent up front. For all you idiots that are saying that I'm squatting, newsflash, my rent is paid. Let's just start there. My rent is paid. I am withholding any further payments on my security deposit that he should have never collected any sort of payment on until he countersigned that lease agreement and he provided me a move-in checklist, which neither, till this day, have been done. Now, please keep in mind, I have been there since March 25th of 2026.
A female tenant has gone viral on social media after recording a tense confrontation with an individual attempting to move a stranger into her active rental unit. The incident exposes severe landlord misconduct and questionable leasing practices, sparking immediate outrage and safety concerns. The renter, who chose to speak out and show her face for the first time after she shared short clips that went viral, was met with a shocking scene inside her own home. Upon hearing someone trying to unlock her door, she investigated and discovered an unauthorized person allegedly sent by property management claiming they were there to move a stranger into her residence. The landlord collected a security deposit and rent payments, yet failed to provide a countersigned lease, making the arrangement highly problematic. An unauthorized individual entered the home when the tenant was not present without the legally required 48-hour written notice and even left belongings behind.
If I've given this man $3,600, what is that? April and May, you fucking imbeciles. And the $3,600, to be clear, was what I gave him at move-in, which was for April and May. That Instagram friends and family. It feels so weird to say that, because I got some haters up on here. Y'all are fucking dumb and you need to learn how to fucking read. I'm gonna just say that right now. The words could be right there to make it make sense in your heads, and y'all still will just go with your own scenario, and it's crazy to me. In the state of Washington, it is illegal for your landlord to ask you for the last month's rent up front. They should not be asking you for that. They can't be asking you for that. It's unlawful. Now, with that being said, if you're somebody like me where you find yourself in a fucked up situation and you're just like, I don't care, this is going to cut me off. Part 2. Now, if you're somebody like me where you find yourself in a fucked up situation and you don't really have the option to sit here going back and forth with landlords and pressing the issue on shit, that's going to rub them the wrong way. And that's not what I was trying to do. And for all you fucking idiots that are saying that I'm squatting, newsflash, bitch, my rent is fucking paid. Let's just start there. My rent is paid. I am withholding any further payments on my security deposit that he should have never collected any sort of payment on until he countersigned that lease agreement and he provided me a move-in checklist, which neither, till this day, have been done. Now, please keep in mind, I have been there since March 25th of 2026. If I've given this man $3,600, what is that? April and May, you fucking imbeciles. And the $3,600, to be clear, was what I gave him at move-in, which was for April and May. That's not including the additional $1,000 payment that I made in the middle of April. If I'm thinking correctly, it was April 17th that I made that payment, and I will drop the receipt on this snap, reel, whatever the fuck you want to call it. My security deposit's $1,800. I sent him $1,000 for the security deposit.
All right, guys, you let me know what you think about that situation. And the lady's face, though, at the end of this video, in the sense of the woman, the landlord there, her face was just like so puzzled, like maybe she didn't expect her to be home. My I think she was trying to sneak this woman into her house, and when this woman got home, there was just going to be some random person in her house if she had not been there. And the fact that the landlord, like the other landlord, because obviously it must be two, decided to come in, and then like that just don't like I don't know. And her saying about the rent part, I don't know like how their system works, but here where I live in Virginia area, if you have an landlord that does not do what they're supposed to do, they could have changed it, so don't even quote me on that on this, but it used to be where you could pay the court system, you pay them the money and you're like, I'm here, but this landlord is not doing so on and so forth. You can pay them, they'll hold the money, and when that person that owns that house does everything that they're supposed to properly do, then they can then say, okay, here's that money for them, because then you're still paying it, but you're just not giving it to that landlord until they do the proper things. Anyways, guys, again, let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave me some comments, and I am out. Bye, butterflies.